I was asked to put together a PowerPoint presentation over the importance of integrating arts into the curriculum. I want to begin by discussing why it is important to integrate the fine arts into the curriculum. Starting off, what could it hurt? I mean, as teachers, we have enough stuff going on, and trying to keep every kid involved and to stay at the same level as the other students is very difficult. So adding anything to that is just more work than you can imagine. But by taking the time to integrate art into our everyday lessons, it allows those students who may be falling through the cracks to find their way through and to shine. They might not actually be dumb. They might not actually be able to not understand what you're discussing and teaching. They just might not be able to learn as well as the other students in the way that you are teaching. And by integrating in art, it might help those students who struggle in just everyday logical, mathematical, intelligence style teaching. And if you add the art in, they might be able to have their intelligence met, or learning style. For students too young to know their learning style, by integrating arts into the curriculum, it allows us as teachers to reach those students who learn by bodily kinesthetic intelligence, which is the ability to use one's body in a skilled way for self-expression or towards a goal. Linguistic intelligence is sensitivity to expression or towards a goal. 2. The spoken and written word to learn languages and to exploit them to accomplish specific goals. And musical intelligence, which is the ability to understand and create music, instead of just biological mathematical intelligence, being the ability in mathematics and other complex logical systems. Though students will still thrive in every intelligence if the integrated fine arts is taught correctly. Now let's discuss what art integration is. The Kennedy Center Arts Edge Education Network defines arts integration as an approach to teaching in which students construct and demonstrate understanding through an art form. Students engage in a creative process which connects an art form in another subject area and meets evolving objectives in both. Integrating the arts means that we are combining at least one other subject, being math, science, social studies, with an art subject such as music, art, and dance to create consolidated curriculum where both subject areas receive equal priority as a blended unit. Arts integration provides students with opportunities to express themselves while actively engaging in the material they are learning, thus enhancing their creative problem-solving processes. The arts can also have a positive social impact on students by increasing their academic success and enhancing their multicultural perspectives. I want to take a moment, I want to watch this video, and they discuss additional ways that arts integration is helpful and beneficial to put into your everyday curriculum. Now let's discuss statistics. These are the Maryland State Standards and information that comes from that. Since arts integration was first implemented at Bates, the percentage of students achieving or surpassing standards for reading has grown from 73% in 2009 to 81% in 2012, and from 62% to 77% for math during the same time period. While disciplinary problems decreased 23% from 2009 to 2011. Considering that disciplinary problems have decreased, it would make sense to consider that they did because integrating arts and having them get up, do a dance, get up, create a song, and perform the song, doing things such as that, or even just a simple art activity, gets students up from their sitting position and a learning position into a different area where they are using another part of their brain. They're being creative, and by doing that, whenever it does come time to sit down and be still, they are able to do so because they were able to be active. They aren't sitting there waiting to be able to move and just going out of their mind because they have to sit still. These are children we're talking about. They do not sit still well. They want to get up, they want to play, and they want to have fun. A study of nearly 900 4th and 5th grade students in 32 schools found that students who participated in arts integration in classrooms were more creative, engaged, and effective at problem solving than students who didn't participate in arts integrated classrooms. A literature review examined 18 empirical studies published between 2000 and 2015 and found that arts participation helped young children develop social skills such as helping, sharing, caring, and empathizing with others, and emotional self-regulation. And that makes sense because considering that let's say we're doing an art activity and we were presenting our art and showing the class what we designed and what we came up with on our own and what it means to us. They would have to learn how to respond respectfully to what the student had created. And so using their social skills by how to be nice, how to care, how to share, sharing their art class, helping each other when they're struggling, empathizing with others whenever they tell a story of something that is sad or happy. They understand. They can understand by using art and not just by discussion. Middle school and high school students participating in an integrated science, technology, and math curriculum showed improved attendance and improved math and science achievement on assessment tests. There are different ways you can implement art in everyday lessons, and I want to take a minute to discuss a unit plan that we have recently came up with. It is about Native Americans. A great time for this would be around Thanksgiving. I came up with 3 different sub-lessons off of this one topic, and each one of them have a different core class: science, literature, and social studies. And each standard is listed. That is what the goal is of the lesson, what we need to meet. And then I found we would find videos, we would find music, we would find any form of visual that helped them learn from doing that, as well as informational from text that I have found as well. Each activity, such as the totem pole in the first one, they would create their own in groups, and they would come up with their own stories in the groups, and they would show that story by doing it the way that the Indians would do. Obviously, we're not carving wood, but using a piece of paper and making it look the way that they would do and mean the same type of things. The literature core, the activity is creating a song with drums and egg shakers. They would create their own drums and egg shakers, which would have them excited to use them, and then they would create a song, and then after creating that song, it would have a meaning to it, and the class would work together to explain what their meaning of their song was, and then they would explain to us what it truly was. The last lesson was your social studies. They would create their own rain sticks, and that also would have them excited and want them to use them. And we would watch rain dances by Indians, and they would see what they would look like, and then they would work in groups to come up with their own style of rain dance. I think if you just take the time as a teacher to put forth the extra effort in being able to come up with other ways for students who might be struggling to learn, I think by doing that, it could have a big difference in our future. Students today, we teach them how to integrate with art. Teachers may have trouble doing dances, may have trouble using song and acting that out for the students so they know how to do it as well. They may not want to do the arts because they are embarrassed, they are uncomfortable, and that is out of their comfort zone. They don't want to do that, and that makes perfect sense. But by getting out of that comfort zone and putting that extra effort into everyone's classes or everyone's lessons and being able to pull them into the lesson even further, it allows them to be able to do what we cannot do. And as they grow older and they continue to implement arts into their lessons and everyday curriculum, it would cause them to be able to be comfortable in that area. And say we have a couple of teachers there, they would come up to be a teacher and they would have firsthand knowledge. They would have been there, they would have done it, and they would be able to go off of what they learned, what they had done, and their knowledge there to redo and make it even better. And it could help and make a completely different teaching world.